This evening, a look at how North Carolina law governs one of the most powerful local offices, the sheriff.
In recent months, 3 neighboring western North Carolina counties have seen their elected sheriffs resign, face removal proceedings, or even face criminal charges.
So how does accountability actually work, and what happens when it breaks down? News 13 investigates. Elijah Skipper explains.
In North Carolina, the sheriff is not just another department head.
I mean, they're mentioned in the state constitution's one of it, right? So Article 7 of the North Carolina State Constitution talks about local government, and it mentions the sheriff specifically.
That constitutional status gives sheriffs unusual independence. All 100 counties elect one sheriff who serve 4-year terms, and in rural communities, the sheriff oftentimes is the most visible public official.
We also see a lot of uncontested elections, way more uncontested elections than we do for other offices. So once people get into sheriff, they tend to stay in that office. Oftentimes, they don't even get challengers.
Beyond politics, state law places enormous responsibility on sheriffs. Sheriffs are legally responsible for countywide law enforcement, courthouse security, serving civil orders, and critically operating the county jail. But in western North Carolina, that structure of power is now being tested. In recent months, 3 neighboring counties have seen their elected sheriffs entangled in serious allegations. In Swain County, the sheriff resigned after being charged with multiple counts of sexual assault. In Graham County, a Superior Court judge suspended Sheriff Brad Hoxett pending removal proceedings. And most recently, in Cherokee County, District Attorney Ashley Welch filed a formal petition seeking the removal of Sheriff Dustin Smith before Smith announced he would not seek re-election and would retire.
The lawsuits that you have seen across western North Carolina that have often resulted in settlements that have tried to compensate people who have been injured at the hands of law enforcement, those settlements don't come with an acknowledgement of responsibility.
Jake Sussman is chief counsel for justice system reform at the Southern Coalition for Social Justice, a nonprofit that investigates civil rights complaints and represents people harmed by the system. He says when accountability breaks down at the top, it doesn't just affect politics, it affects real people.
When we talk about holding my clients accountable, and then we talk about holding law enforcement accountable, it's really been 2 sets of rules.
Sussman warns removing one sheriff doesn't automatically fix a system. And while scandals happen at every level of government, what makes this moment different is both the timing and the region.
Power corrupts, and that doesn't mean people go into these lines of work to do that, but when there is no check, we can get ourselves into some dangerous situations.
North Carolina law does allow sheriffs to be removed from office, but only through a formal court process. Under state statute, any 5 registered voters can file a petition alleging misconduct, neglect of duty, or maladministration. That petition must be certified by either a district attorney or county attorney. A Superior Court judge then decides whether removal is warranted. It's a rare and extraordinary step.
In your experience, how rare is that across North Carolina to have a district attorney formally call for a sheriff's resignation?
It's not something I've encountered a lot. This authority for them to have a role in investigating and potentially removing one another is, I'm sure, something for all of them as public officials they don't take lightly. They you know, that the core of their authority constitutionally comes from the people.
If a sheriff resigns before that removal process is complete, the case usually ends, meaning formal findings may never become public.
There are certain reasons that proceeding might be ongoing. For example, if the sheriff got convicted of a felony offense, that would be a grounds for removal of the sheriff, but that's a constitutional grounds that makes that person ineligible to be the sheriff.
In western North Carolina, Elijah Skipper, News 13.
The legal process in one of those cases is now moving forward.
A judge has denied a motion to dismiss the petition seeking the removal of Graham County Sheriff Brad Hoxett. A removal hearing is scheduled for March 24th.